Thank you, Ms. Reed. Hi, my name is Alex Lubeck. I'd like to welcome family, friends, Blake faculty, school board members, and my classmates to the Blake High School 2013 graduation. Thank you all for being here and supporting us over the past 4 years. I want to thank my classmates for sharing such a great experience with me. There are a few people who I truly couldn't have made it through the past 4 years without. Bunny Kratz, Gabrielle Steinig, Alexandra Schwartzberg, Emily Lewis, Bridget Tanner, and Evan Metzier all mean so much to me, and I don't know what I'm going to do without them. Mr. Mackinac James Christian, my best friend since the beginning of first grade, has no idea how much he's changed my life for the better, and I'm going to miss him more than I can begin to explain. My aunt, uncle, and grandparents have always been looking out for me from hundreds of miles away. My brother Tyler has always been there to help me with everything, whether it's teaching me how to drive stick shift or telling me what the password to the Netflix account is when I forget, which seems to happen like 10 times a week. My sister Lauren and I have become best friends after driving to and from school together for the past 2 years. I can't imagine a better way to start and end my day. My parents, my biggest fans, have never stopped supporting me, and I'm so incredibly lucky to have them. I love you all so much. I also want to thank the entire faculty at Blake, especially some of the teachers who really inspired and motivated me. Dr. Gary Gray, Mr. Jonathan Gilliard, Ms. Candy Glenn, Mr. David Mann, and Dr. John Jackson. Mr. Gilliard was, and probably always will be, the only person to ever make me cry about calculus. However, he also made me work harder than I ever had. One day in freshman English, Ms. Glenn was giving an example of why not to judge a book by its cover. I guess I wasn't having my best looking day because she pointed at me and said, like, just look at Alex. But I bet he probably won't turn out to be a bum. Dr. Jackson brightens my day every time he chuckles at his own joke, which is a lot. But that's okay, because everyone else laughs too. Mr. Mann's the most supportive teacher I've had. His acting instruction and personal guidance have helped me gain the confidence to stand in front of a crowd. I remember once when I was having a rough day, Dr. Gray came over to me with a cookie tin. He opened the lid and said, "Lubeck, would you like a cookie?" Of course, I said yes, and he let me pick a cookie from the tin. One of my classmates said, "Dr. Gray, may I have a cookie too?" And Dr. Gray responded, "No." I'm sure everyone has had so many wonderful memories of life at Blake, and I'd like to share a few of mine. I'll never forget the hundreds of times I've heard Seasons of Love sung in 13-part harmony. I'll never forget the embarrassingly large number of unsuccessful flash mobs. I'll never forget the time a baby pulled the fire alarm. I'll never forget dancing on Mr. Salters at prom. I'll never forget Derek the Deinonychus. I'll never forget being completely unable to walk through huge hordes of musical theater majors doing perfectly synchronized jazz hands, taking up the entire E-building lobby. I'll never forget the class of 2013 and all the memories we've shared. I think my high school experience can best be depicted in one story. One fateful April morning during my freshman year, my mom was driving me to school, and to my horror, I realized what would soon prove to be the most embarrassing slip-up I'd experienced. I had forgotten my shoes. I desperately searched my mother's car to make sure I had not just misplaced them. I begged my mom to turn the car around and go home, but we were already on North Boulevard. To this day, I still believe this was one of the biggest and silliest of my high school mistakes. In a panic, I had accepted my mom's offer to wear her flip-flops for the day. Her bright pink, sequined, platformed, women's size 7 flip-flops. I gathered the courage to walk into my first period class, where I was greeted by the entire class literally pointing and laughing at my feet. This continued throughout the day, not helping my feelings of embarrassment. As I walked from class to class, I tried to hide my sequined feet, which is, by the way, completely impossible. I could have just laughed along with everyone and it would not have been a big deal, but instead, I made the conscious decision to let a goofy mistake ruin my entire day. I let my insecurity of my teenage boy toes sticking out of some honestly gorgeous flip-flops keep me from being happy. It may seem unimportant that one day went to waste, but the fact of the matter is that this sort of thing has happened to me so many times. I wish I could say that over the past 4 years I learned that these little things don't matter and I should be comfortable with myself and confident as often as possible, but I've definitely learned to try. With that being said, the next time that you forget your shoes on the way to school and have to wear your mom's fabulous sequin kicks, try to laugh it off and realize that there are much bigger things to spend your time worrying about. So today, class of 2013, hug everyone you love a little tighter, apologize to someone you may have hurt over the past 4 years, and try to resist the urge to cut someone off in traffic exiting the fairgrounds later. Thank you everyone for being here to support us today. Congratulations Blake High School class of 2013, and to steal from my father's high school senior quote, jump up, look around, and find yourself some fun. Thank you.